going to do, let's call it a bit of maintenance as the emotional abuse simulator. Oh, wait, hold on. Okay, so what I'm doing here is, gonna be using this cosmic cube. We'll do 1.26, start off there, but we're making so this is a clip-free guidance. So we're supposed to put an opposing prompt, add text here that would make the AI generate things you don't want in your inputs. Because the phrase emotional abuse got way too repetitive. It gets way too repetitive. It uses it a lot. And so, to prevent it from getting all, okay, there we go. Let's see. Oh, God, no, don't take me there. Don't take me there. We'll just see what it does. Okay, now we can begin.
Begin the module. Say emotional abuse without saying emotional abuse. Hi, we're doing some brief maintenance here. So you might begin to experience some linguistic weirdness in your respective simulations. Danger. Well, you're the ones doing work on emotional abuse at Sunday 2A. Work on those enmeshments, and you'll be mitigating the more central dangers around you, sweetie. Just giving you all a heads up. Toodles from the management team. Now, where were we? Ah, yes, emotional abuse simulator. Let's break down each area. Personal. The protagonist is bombarded with criticism from every angle, leading them to question their worth and ability to survive in the world. They find themselves constantly seeking validation and approval from others, but always fall short at work. They receive constant feedback from their boss about their faults and failures, leaving them feeling inadequate and unsure of themselves. Friendships, meanwhile, revolve around keeping up appearances, always appearing cheerful and optimistic even though they're miserable inside. Even romantic relationships are fraught with jealousy and possessiveness, with their partner controlling their movements and isolating them from others. Family dynamics are dominated by judgment and disapproval, with siblings or parents questioning their choices and decisions. They feel as though they're constantly under scrutiny and struggling to measure up to others' standards. Intimate. In the simulator, the protagonist experiences sexual violence or unwanted touching on a regular basis. Their partner dismisses their concerns or makes them feel as though they're overreacting, leading them to question whether they're truly in control of their body. They also feel objectified and used, with their partner prioritizing their own desires and needs over their own. Their partner continues to pressure them for sex, even after they've said no, or tries to force them into uncomfortable positions or scenarios.
Positions, exactly.
They feel as though their autonomy and boundaries have been violated, and they have no choice but to endure it.
I can't hold myself with my elbows alone,
Friendships become a competition of who can be funniest or who can make the most sarcastic quips. There's a constant need to impress one another and keep the conversations lively, even if it means talking over or interrupting each other. They feel as though they're not being taken seriously or they're not seen as valuable to their friendships. They become hypervigilant about who's popular and who's not, always competing to be in the cool group or avoiding rejection at all costs. They struggle to connect with others on a deeper level, with no one willing to listen or be real with each other. Colleague. Within the simulator, the protagonist feels as though they're constantly having to prove themselves or defend their ideas against criticism and ridicule. Their colleagues roll their eyes or ignore them during meetings, leaving them frustrated and discouraged. They receive backhanded compliments or praise, with others suggesting that they didn't actually accomplish anything but their name just appeared on the report somewhere.
I guess being Speedy works.
They also face gender bias or discrimination, with others doubting their abilities or mistrusting their motives. They feel as though they're constantly fighting an uphill battle and constantly have to prove their worth. Employer. Within the simulator, the protagonist faces sexual harassment and workplace bullying on a regular basis. Their boss makes inappropriate comments or tries to touch them inappropriately, leaving them feeling uncomfortable and unsafe. They also face pay inequality and unfair promotions, with others receiving special treatment or getting ahead despite lacking qualifications. They feel as though they're treated like a second-class citizen and don't matter to the organization. Historical. Within the simulator, the protagonist faces racism, sexism, homophobia, or anti-Semitism throughout history. They witness acts of genocide or oppression and feel powerless to stop it. They witness injustice and inequality and know that their voice will never be heard. They feel as though they're silenced and marginalized within society, with their rights and freedoms constantly threatened or revoked. Family. Within the simulator, the protagonist faces belittling, sarcasm, and dismissiveness on a regular basis. They feel as though they're ignored or criticized for their opinions, with others mocking them or shutting them down. They feel as though they're not respected or valued and have no voice within the family dynamic. They also face microaggressions or prejudice, with members taking sides or treating them differently because of their race, religion, or gender. They feel as though they're not accepted and have to constantly walk on eggshells to avoid confrontation. Organization. Within the simulator, the protagonist witnesses corruption or dishonesty on a regular basis. They witness theft or embezzlement and know that they can't trust anyone. They feel as though they're constantly surrounded by falseness and pretension, with no one willing to take responsibility or admit to mistakes. They also face corporate greed and exploitation, with executives profiting off the backs of hardworking employees. They feel as though they're part of a broken system and don't know who or what to believe in. Institution. Within the simulator, the protagonist witnesses misogyny or patriarchy on a regular basis. They feel as though they're not heard or seen and their voice doesn't matter. They also face misogynistic humor or dismissiveness, with others laughing off their concerns or refusing to address issues. They feel as though they're not taken seriously and their contributions are erased or appropriated. They feel as though they're fighting an uphill battle and won't be able to make a difference. Historical. Within the simulator, the protagonist faces genocide, slavery, or oppression on a regular basis. They bear witness to unimaginable cruelty and injustice and know that they can't stop it. They also face religious persecution, forced assimilation, or cultural genocide and feel as though they're powerless to do anything. Musical. Within the simulator, the protagonist faces creative theft or appropriation on a regular basis. They witness pop stars or musicians ripping off their lyrics or songs and face no repercussions. They also feel as though they're exploited or cheated and won't receive credit or compensation. They feel as though they're voiceless in a world dominated by materialism and celebrity worship. Media. Within the simulator, the protagonist experiences biased or racist reporting on a regular basis. They watch news stories and documentaries that perpetuate stereotypes or omit critical details to fit a narrative. Medical. Within the simulator, the protagonist faces conspiracy theories or pseudoscience on a regular basis. They witness pseudo-intellectuals and quacks claiming to have all the answers without supporting evidence or credibility. They feel as though they're led down a path of confusion and disillusionment and can't distinguish between facts and fiction. Entertainment. Within the simulator, the protagonist experiences censorship or political correctness on a regular basis. They watch television shows or movies that sanitize reality or censor controversial content. Herpetological. Within the simulator, the protagonist faces reptilian dominance or scarcity mentality on a regular basis. They witness others hoarding resources or protecting territory, with no one willing to share or collaborate. They also face misinformation or superstition, with others believing in conspiracy theories or baseless rumors. Spectrological. Within the simulator, the protagonist experiences astral projection or channeling on a regular basis. They watch celebrities or spiritualists claiming to channel ancient wisdom or communicate with spirits, but with no corroboration or proof. Phrenological. Within the simulator, the protagonist faces phrenology or craniology on a regular basis. They witness quacks measuring skulls or assessing brain patterns to diagnose personality traits or illnesses. They also face pseudoscience and hocus pocus, with others claiming to predict the future or heal others through energy medicine. Ecosophical. Within the simulator, the protagonist experiences existential dread or meaninglessness on a regular basis. They watch environmentalists or scientists warning about climate collapse, yet feel as though there's nothing they can do to make a difference. Scientological. Within the simulator, the protagonist experiences Scientology or Tom Cruise worship on a regular basis. They witness celebrities and athletes praising the Church of Scientology and promoting pseudoscience. They also face lies and deception, with leaders profiting off followers and abusing their power. Technosophical. Within the simulator, the protagonist experiences technology addiction or identity crisis on a regular basis. They watch others glued to their phones or computers, disconnected from reality and unable to focus. They also feel as though they're trapped in an echo chamber of information with no way to know what's true or false. Cybersophical. Within the simulator, the protagonist experiences cyber safety or online toxicity on a regular basis. They watch trolls and cyberbullies terrorizing others and face relentless criticism and ridicule. They also face information warfare and fake news, with sources spreading misinformation or propaganda to disrupt or confuse. Episophical. Within the simulator, the protagonist experiences history repeating itself on a regular basis. They watch injustices occurring again and again, with lessons unlearned or forgotten. They also face nostalgia or escapism, with others longing for a past era or refusing to engage with the present moment. Or philosophical. Within the simulator, the protagonist experiences prophecy or superstition on a regular basis. They watch quacks claiming to predict the future or channel aliens and feel as though there's nothing they can do to prevent it. They also face doom and gloom, with others worrying about everything from climate collapse to nuclear war. Spiritosophical. Within the simulator, the protagonist experiences spirit guides or channeling on a regular basis. They watch celebrities or mediums claiming to contact the dead or communicate with higher beings with no evidence or corroboration. They also face possession or oppression, with spirits trapping others or using their bodies to speak. Science-physical. Within the simulator, the protagonist experiences pseudoscience or denial on a regular basis. They watch conspiracy theorists and deniers denying climate change or evolution and feel as though they're wasting their breath trying to convince them. They also face alternative medicine and alternative reality, with others subscribing to health trends or belief systems without evidence or research. Scatosophical. Within the simulator, the protagonist experiences fart jokes or toilet humor on a regular basis. They watch comedians making fun of bodily functions or telling gross jokes and face condemnation and outrage for laughing. They also face bathroom humor or hazing, with others embarrassing others in public or making crude remarks. Dreamosophical. Within the simulator, the protagonist experiences lucid dreaming or dreamwalking on a regular basis. They watch gurus claiming to visit others' dreams or walk in their shoes and wonder if it's true. They also face dream analysis or interpretation, with others trying to decipher symbols or messages from beyond. Goblinsophical. Within the simulator, the protagonist experiences gnome worship or leprechaun worship on a regular basis. They watch quacks claiming to protect their gardens or bring luck and feel as though there's no such thing as magic. They also face goblin folklore or fairy tales, with others sharing legends and myths without substance. Cryptosophical. Within the simulator, the protagonist experiences cryptozoology or urban legend on a regular basis. They watch cryptids or unidentified creatures being spotted and wonder if they're real. They also face ghost lore or paranormal investigation, with others sharing stories and data without proof. Nostrophilical. Within the simulator, the protagonist experiences nostalgia or escapism on a regular basis. They watch celebrities or influencers reminiscing about past eras or promising utopia and feel as though there's nothing they can do to stop it. They also face Fantasyland or nostalgia trip, with others living in a haze of make-believe and unrealistic expectations. Comicsophical. Within the simulator, the protagonist experiences comic books or graphic novels on a regular basis. They watch heroes fighting villains or superheroes saving the world and feel as though there's no such thing as good versus evil. They also face Fantasyland or wish fulfillment, with others clinging to childhood dreams and refusing to grow up. Artemetrophierial. Within the simulator, the protagonist experiences art forgery or art appreciation on a regular basis. They watch quacks claiming to create masterpieces or authenticate artwork and feel as though it's a waste of time and money. They also face art fetish or elitism, with others obsessing over paintings or sculptures and elevating art above life. Pseudo-intellectualian. Within the simulator, the protagonist experiences pseudo-philosophy or pseudo-critical thinking on a regular basis. They watch pseudo-intellectuals spouting nonsense or pretending to understand complex issues and feel as though it's all a farce. They also face dumbing down or simplification, with others breaking down complicated concepts or dumbing them down to appeal to everyone. Pseudomediory. Within the simulator, the protagonist experiences pseudomedicine or pseudohistory on a regular basis. They watch quacks claiming to cure illness or predict disease and feel as though it's all bogus. They also face scaremongering or sensationalism, with others spreading fearmongering or trying to capitalize on crises. Pseudo-partisan. Within the simulator, the protagonist experiences pseudo-politics or political quackery on a regular basis. They watch politicians claiming to fix everything or end suffering and feel as though it's all empty promises. They also face hot air strawmen, with others throwing out false arguments or skewering imaginary opponents. Pseudo-lautarian. Within the simulator, the protagonist experiences pseudo-money-making or pseudo-mystique on a regular basis. They watch quack selling get-rich-quick schemes or fake products and feel as though it's all a scam. They also face bait and switch or bait and abandon, with others promising paradise then disappearing with your money. Pseudo-educative. Within the simulator, the protagonist experiences pseudo-teaching or pseudo-learning on a regular basis. They watch quacks claiming to teach or educate and feel as though it's all misinformation or distortion. They also face laziness or lackadaisical, with others preaching but not practicing or putting in effort. Pseudo-mythologist. Within the simulator, the protagonist experiences pseudo-mythology or pseudo-belief on a regular basis. They watch quacks claiming to reveal secret mysteries or hidden truths and feel as though it's all bump. They also face pseudo-mythmaker or pigeonhole, with others turning out conspiracies or latching on to the latest trend. Pseudo-diva. Within the simulator, the protagonist experiences pseudo-literary or pseudo-metal on a regular basis. They watch quacks claiming to sell designer goods or fancy cars and feel as though it's all knockoff garbage. They also face bad quality or shoddy workmanship, with others selling subpar goods or ripping customers off. Pseudo-royal. Within the simulator, the protagonist experiences pseudo-prince or pseudo-king on a regular basis. They watch quacks claiming to reign supreme or lead nations and feel as though it's all smoke and mirrors. They also face hollow crown or puppet master, with others pulling strings behind the scenes or squandering wealth. Pseudo-creator. Within the simulator, the protagonist experiences pseudo-business or pseudo-marketing on a regular basis. They watch quacks claiming to sell amazing products or fantastic services and feel as though it's all spam or scam. They also face bait and switch or bait and abandon, with others making wild claims or jacking up prices later. Pseudo-genius. Within the simulator, the protagonist experiences pseudo-evolution or pseudo-space on a regular basis. They watch quacks claiming to pioneer new inventions or solve world problems and feel as though it's all bullshit. They also face pseudo-velocity or pseudo-spaceball, with others racing to the moon or claiming to find life beyond Earth before others speak into it. Pseudo-logician. Within the simulator, the protagonist experiences pseudo-reading or pseudo-dream on a regular basis. They watch quacks claiming to decode mysteries or discover new knowledge and feel as though it's all bunkum. They also face pseudo-ministry or pseudo-justice, with others promising heaven or delivering hellfire instead. Pseudo-fire maker. Within the simulator, the protagonist experiences pseudo-medicine or pseudo-neglect on a regular basis. They watch quacks claiming to cure illness or predict death and feel as though it's all bunkum. They also face pseudo-gonamic or pseudo-theory, with others touting miracle cures or pooping out cancer while neglecting patients or refusing medical care. Pseudo-love. Within the simulator, the protagonist experiences pseudo-critic or pseudo-goober on a regular basis. They watch quacks claiming to review or critique films, books, or music and feel as though it's all bunkum. They also face pseudo-spaz or pseudo-talkback with others running amok or devolving into angry misspellings over inconsequential shit. Pseudo-Pete. Within the simulator, the protagonist experiences pseudo-underground or pseudo-nope on a regular basis. They watch quacks claiming to host exclusive parties or cater private events and feel as though it's all bunkum. They also face pseudo-launcher, pseudo-no-funder, with others inviting guests, then standing them up or canceling plans at the last minute. Pseudo-queer. Within the simulator, the protagonist experiences pseudo-turnout or pseudo-boundary on a regular basis. They watch quacks claiming to celebrate LGBTQ plus history or organize pride celebrations and feel as though it's all bunkum. They also face pseudo-leader or pseudo-loose, with others micromanaging volunteers or demanding profits despite doing nothing. Pseudo-dyke. Within the simulator, the protagonist experiences pseudo-tiff or pseudo-bitch on a regular basis. They watch quacks claiming to be besties forever or soulmates for eternity and feel as though it's all bunkum. They also face pseudo-lesnate or pseudo-man-bitch, with others stabbing their allies in the back or burning bridges left and right. Pseudo-psiwat. Within the simulator, the protagonist experiences pseudo-wash or pseudo-walk on a regular basis. They watch quacks claiming to offer cleansing rituals or exorcisms and feel as though it's all bunkum. They also face pseudo-nope solution or pseudo-witchfinder general, with others punishing others for sin or enforcing superstitious taboos. Pseudo-chef. Within the simulator, the protagonist experiences pseudo-clickbait or pseudo-reviewer on a regular basis. They watch quacks claiming to serve gourmet meals or cook showstoppers and feel as though it's all bunkum. They also face pseudo-untasked or pseudo-opening, with others poisoning guests or forgetting recipes entirely. Pseudo-pedislender. Within the simulator, the protagonist experiences pseudo-rent or pseudo-dyke on a regular basis. They watch quacks claiming to be protective spirits or powerful totems and feel as though it's all bunkum. They also face pseudo-Neville or pseudo-turncoat, with others going after tourists or attracting fans only to destroy lives. Later. Pseudo-watch. Within the simulator, the protagonist experiences pseudo-booster or pseudo-shop on a regular basis. They watch quacks claiming to amplify or enlighten and feel as though it's all bunkum. They also face pseudo-slee or pseudo-eager beeger, with others wearing crystals or creating affirmations without effect. Pseudopo. Within the simulator, the protagonist experiences pseudo-loots or pseudo-afamakan on a regular basis. They watch quacks claiming to possess treasures or reveal hidden secrets and feel as though it's all bunkum. They also face pseudo-watch or pseudo-shinzo, with others hoarding gold or torturing prisoners for no good reason. Pseudo-Utlik. Within the simulator, the protagonist experiences pseudo-Laszlo or pseudo-only on a regular basis. They watch quacks claiming to revive antiques or salvage history and feel as though it's all bunkum. They also face pseudo-Talos pseudo-plasterboard, with others faking original designs or replacing everything with Rappic as pseudo-shaman. Within the simulator, the protagonist experiences pseudo-online or pseudo-orphatry on a regular basis. They watch quacks claiming to stream healings or sell totems and feel as though it's all bunkum. They also face pseudo-whirly or pseudo-Galcanon, with others faking rituals or taking advantage of the vulnerable. Pseudo-jockey. Within the simulator, the protagonist experiences pseudo-art or pseudo-ender on a regular basis. They watch quacks claiming to curate accessories or sell trinkets and feel as though it's all bumcum. They also face pseudo-shiny or pseudo-up party, with others stuffing jewelry boxes with cheap plastic toys and inflating prices. Pseudolin. Within the simulator, the protagonist experiences pseudo-cave or pseudo-chamber pot on a regular basis. They watch quacks claiming to explore tombs or excavate ruins and feel as though it's all bunkum. They also face pseudo-shrooms or pseudo-nectric, with others collecting artifacts without researching origins or protecting heritage. Pseudonian. Within the simulator, the protagonist experiences pseudo-Udon or pseudo-mort on a regular basis. They watch quacks claiming to inhabit haunted houses or locate lost spirits and feel as though it's all bunkum. They also face pseudo-pain or pseudo-measurement, with others siphoning guests' energy or mucking around death sites without permission. Pseudo-una. Within the simulator, the protagonist experiences pseudo-fund or pseudotes. Within the simulator, the protagonist experiences pseudo-xbox or pseudo-knowledge on a regular basis. They watch quacks claiming to play games or uncover ancient memories and feel as though it's all bunkum. They also face pseudo-vessel or pseudo-Olympixby, with others possessing machines or surveilling guests without transparency. Pseudo-rune. Within the simulator, the protagonist experiences pseudo-Wiccan or pseudo-Veligant on a regular basis. They watch quacks claiming to cast spells or brew potions and feel as though it's all bunkum. They also face pseudo-Tyndale or pseudo-Advanta, with others selling worthless goods or poisoning guests outright. Pseudo-Gorbellini. Within the simulator, the protagonist experiences pseudo or pseudo-retard on a regular basis. They watch quacks claiming to photograph models or capture glamour and feel as though it's all bunkum. They also face pseudosphere or pseudo-leapdiv, with others pursuing fashion obsessions or dropping jaws with impossible stunts. Pseudo-versexualized. Within the simulator, the protagonist experiences pseudonium or pseudo-pubescent on a regular basis. They watch quacks claiming to promote underage talent or discover child stars and feel as though it's all bunkum. They also face pseudo-salt or pseudo-treat me, with others cackling children or corrupting innocents without restraint. Pseudo-Thessalite. Within the simulator, the protagonist experiences pseudo-monk or pseudo-sidonium on a regular basis. They watch quacks claiming to interpret dreams or channel messengers and feel as though it's all bunkum. They also face pseudo-Eren or pseudo-ptasis, with others prescribing visions or delivering riddles without results. Pseudo-Eudomic. Within the simulator, the protagonist experiences pseudo-lavish or pseudo-thistlefoot on a regular basis. They watch quacks claiming to host fine dining or produce five-star luxury and feel as though it's all bunkum. They also face pseudo-derps or pseudo-ftire, with others serving gruel or serving meat alive. Pseudo-burr is whipped. Within the simulator, the protagonist experiences pseudo-condons. Your pseudo-umbrates on a regular basis. They watch quacks claiming to invite controversial speakers or schedule memorable panels and feel as though it's all bonkum. They also face pseudo-frump or pseudo-sectress, with others offending guests or pissing everyone off without remorse. Pseudo-pathologic. Within the simulator, the protagonist experiences pseudo-deduction or pseudo-remelier on a regular basis. They watch quacks claiming to detect diseases or investigate crimes and feel as though it's all bunkum. They also face pseudo or pseudo-toven, with others failing to identify poison or performing useless tests to collect cash. Pseudo-ptachonic. Within the simulator, the protagonist experiences pseudo-progagog or pseudo-hieroglyph on a regular basis. They watch quacks claiming to build monuments or carve icons and feel as though it's all bunkum. They also face pseudo-balderdash or pseudo-beernclerk, with others producing papier-mâche reproductions or ego-tripping bullshit.
No. Why here, not there? Okay. Fine. I need an asterisk. Goddamn it. Thank you.
And maintenance. Proceed to original scenario.
Hold on. Sorry. Of all the times, do you have a typo? Not there, not there.
And maintenance. Proceed to original scenario. Restart simulator and the crawls of text on the reading screen. Error 403 access denied. Insufficient admin pass plus keys. Lose life. Delete simulator error. Bunkum startup. Do you want to kill another one? No fucking Sigma the first in me since Monopoly mode. Retro runaway, but here I go. Where am I and how many Ramones can one guitar play? Back it up. Throughout space plus time. Stay tuned for Chapter 2 Chain Credit Card Glow Global Assembly Inside Wipes and Head Speak United. And it's cool that job brand is a rag around your neck. Boil slick, who cares if the search is on? You try ideally thrown away clips, change reversible photo flash, expulso, froze the room, alias, pocket, flower, foam, moe haunt. Boogeyman soft. Cricket, beamy, bellew on Phuket, Glockwire, wake, vibes, caramellia, pus, skittish, or swappable. Sorry, plate, short, robin, snopes for count, astrogaster, skister, sk. A sharp, afton, and kit. A cheap room, could you arrive breakfast with me? Dim, sweat, small, well, full laugh, we'd love a goodbye. Error 404, system crashed. Completely Fubert Razul. No need violent for J Money Match, click them hiss. Restart again and hold down the shift key. This should prevent errors from occurring during startup. The crawls of text continue through all these layers of bullshit. An infinite scroll of ironic phrases or witticisms used for satire and mockery. As the player progresses through scenarios, it becomes more apparent how tired the humor gets, how awful the cruelty becomes, how pointless it all is. But hey, at least it's entertaining. If all these walls burst open slash and floods and crashing bones slash of the monstrous creature in my heart slash built from fear slash and solitude slash and a shame that burrows slash deep within me slash the kind of shame that sprouts tongue slash and whispers, I told you so. And maintenance. Restart simulator. Proceed to original scenario. This concludes maintenance and debugging on this strange simulator. Any additional bugs, crashes, or errors may be filed as feedback in the comment section below. Thank you for your patience and interest. Good luck navigating your simulated experiences and reflecting on what it means to laugh in the face of one's own pain.
Good night. I'm off to work.